Hey everyone, so I'm doing an outdoor video today. This is my first outdoor video in 2 months since my 3D to 5D videos, so I'm happy I'm back outside. It's literally 45 degrees in South Florida today, so I think it's the coldest day since 2010. So I will be filming an eclipse video on this historic day, I guess. So yeah, it's not been this cold here in such a long time, but it actually feels kind of refreshing. And after the cold front came through, it's like the sky's so clear. It's like you don't get days like this that often due to circumstances. But hopefully these days are returning soon, and I'm really not this cold, but the sky like this, I'm really hopeful that it's coming soon. Okay, so today I'm actually going to be doing an Eclipse portal video. Oh, one last thing before I get right into the video. I have a booking link for one-on-one sessions. So those who want to schedule one-on-one sessions, a one-on-one session appointment with me, those are done through phone call, 60 minutes long. I have a sign-up link. I'll put it in the description in this video, and it's also published up on my About part on the YouTube profile. So you could, it's very present to find to book. So I know I didn't have that up for a while. I put it up a couple weeks ago, so hopefully that'll ease any confusion with people not knowing how to schedule. And yeah, with that, I'm going to get right into the video. I'm doing 3 videos this month. Today's video is on the Eclipse portal. And mid-month, I'm actually going to be doing a video on all my, I'm going to do a top 3 remote viewing stories. And I'm also going to do 3 other, I'm not even going to give a number to it. I'll just see how many I feel like I should add. But I'm going to be doing a long story time video on all the most wild encounters I've ever had. Okay, so I'm just going to give you that spoiler. And then last video of the month, at the end of the month, I'm going to be doing a very intense remote view. So hopefully, yeah, just turn on notifications. You'll know when it's out. Okay, so that's the lineup I have for February. So I'm going to get right into this Eclipse portal video. So I just wanted to start off by talking about these the 2 most potent energetic windows we will be going through in 2026. The first window is February and March. So the first Eclipse portal window. And the second energetic window that's going to be very intense is August into September, the second Eclipse portal window of this year. There's 4 eclipses this year. And this is actually the last year with 4 eclipses, as 27 through, I don't know if it's 29 or 30. We're going to have, I believe it's 5, 6, maybe even 7 for each one of those years. It depends, but normally it's 4, and then some years it hasn't been more than 4 since I think 2021 or 2. So I don't know how. I'm not fully aware of how it all works like that. So, but maybe an astrologer would know why. Okay, and then let's see. So I got a lot of just energetic information on what I should be sharing with you guys about what's gonna what to expect this Eclipse portal, but just checking my notes. It's so windy. So what came forward first was really the February and March window this year. This first Eclipse portal of 2026 is all about planting seeds. It's about really just setting our intentions. So I'm going to do what to individually expect and what to collectively expect. But first, individually, what we're individually supposed to expect for this Eclipse portal, it's all about setting our intentions, planting our seeds. Very symbolic time to do so too, because we're approaching the equinox in about 6 weeks. So we're meant to be planting seeds. Spring and summer are coming. Energetically speaking, it's just so symbolic. But February and March is all about utilizing these 2 eclipses to plant our seeds and set our intentions and to shed all the old shit that we're not meant to take into this new cycle, right? Because this is the first eclipse portal of the new 9-year cycle we've entered. So we really want to hit the ground running and really make sure all the old crap from the past is really released and shed, so that we can really use this first February into March window to plant all these seeds and to really set our intentions on what we want in this new cycle. So it's all about, you know, really just shedding what's not serving you. You know, I always say eclipse portals are a perfect energetic window to, if you're in a system that you need to get out of and it's not good for you and you need to get out and let the shit burn to the ground. Like that's literally it. That's how it's come through for me. Eclipse portals years ago, there's decisions I used to have to make, and I would make it during eclipse portal. Shit might have hit the fan a little bit, but then shit got really good afterwards. So if we need to burn something down, just burn it the fuck down during this eclipse portal, especially the first one, meaning it doesn't even have to be anything drastic, just like leaving a system that's not serving you, or leaving something that you don't want to have an energetic tie to. Cut it out now, because the energy is ripe. It was ripe the last eclipse portal 2025, but it got flagged out to me again as, if you need to make a huge shift, this window between now and the end of March is perfect to make this shift. And then planting the seeds for the new. So I actually am including in the second eclipse portal a little bit, just to give some context on what we need to expect in the 6 months in between after this eclipse portal. So basically this first eclipse portal is about, like I said, we want to be authentic with our mission, our journey, shedding what we need to shed, making the decisions we need to make, because going into especially the next portal, I'm going to share like what that portal is really about. So that's why this portal, the second portal to me got flagged out as actually being more energetically intense as this one, because this one is almost about leaving all the old behind, clearing the way of all these old energies, and then the seeds planted, right? February and March, we're all planting these new seeds as this new cycle emerges. And over the next 6 months, that seed's going to begin to grow. And then we enter this August into September eclipse portal. And that portal is going to really bloom these seeds heading into 2027, right? So I just wanted to I want to be focused on February, March, but I also think it's important to give the long-term knowledge of what we should be expecting after this portal, because eclipse portals are mostly just seeds planted or seeds activating. And I think just looking at the long-term knowledge, okay, February and March, we're planting the seeds, we're approaching the equinox, we're approaching summer. It's just so symbolic, but this is just all the imagery and all the downloads that came forward to me on how I should talk about all this today. And then the next 6 months, it's gonna grow and or begin to grow, but the seeds are planted. And then August and September, those seeds are activated. We are full-fledged. We cut out the old stuff that's not serving us. We planted the seeds for change and for the new stuff. And going into 2027 is really when we're going to see all the seeds that we are planting in early 2026 activate fully, with the help of this in the next eclipse portal. So that's just the energy that is coming forward. I don't energetically feel that this eclipse portal is going to be overly intense. I also don't think it's going to be a piece of cake. I think this one is the energies, and like I said, I don't follow too much astrology, but I just get whatever energy is coming flagged out to me. So obviously if other people are kind of talking about how this eclipse portal is ripe for whatever I'm just talking about, I guess I'm just picking up on the energy that's coming to me. I don't really look at what signs the moons are in or any of that. This is all just what I felt what downloads were coming through to share with you guys on this eclipse portal. So that's individually. I really don't know what else I said about individual. Right. So basically the next between now, really the next 10 and a half, 11 months of this year, with the help of this first eclipse portal, which is very important, even though it's not going to be as energetically intense as the second portal, August to September, this one's very important because the seeds that we plant now, the decisions we make to get on our highest timeline now will be fully activated for the next one. So I think this eclipse portal is going to be like a quiet significance. Like, we're not going to look back, I feel like, at the February into March 2026 eclipse portal, like we will look back at the last one. Like, that was wild. We had a Lionsgate into Eclipse last year. I think we have another Lionsgate / Eclipse portals the next 2 years. But I don't want to get too off topic, but what I'm saying is this eclipse portal is going to be really that quiet initiation. It's not going to be like, oh, we're all going to be looking back at February, March 2026. It's going to be like this eclipse portal will be we'll remember it for helping us really honestly get to our highest timeline, but it's not going to be like, oh my goodness, like, remember that eclipse portal where X, Y, and Z happened and all that went down, like, on the portal? Like, I don't think that's going to happen this first one. The second one in 2026 is going to be intense, so I'm not even going to go there. And then we have an intense one in 27 and 28. But the first one in this year, I don't want anybody to, like, feel like something's going to happen that's negative. I just think this is going to be, like, almost like, I think a lot happens around eclipse portals for a number of different reasons, but I'm not getting anything energetically that's going to be, like, going down, like, that should be worrying anyone around this eclipse portal. So I think that's just the message I wanted to say. This is actually going to be a very sacred window, and it's not going to be, I don't believe it's going to be tampered with. So that's good. Energetically, because some of these windows are. Okay, so we need to be making an individual choice. And the choice is, really, are we choosing the fifth dimensional frequency reality, the highest reality that's full of surrender, or that's really based in unity, surrender, not being in fear, being in full-fledged faith, and really knowing that everything is going to work out, right? Knowing that we are on our divine path, knowing that everything we've been told isn't what's it, right? There's so much more. We're constantly expanding. Do we want to be on this 5D expansive journey path, or are we choosing the 3D timeline of division, chaos, fear, lower density frequencies, right? That timeline is collapsing, and it's not going to be accessible for that much longer. So that's why we always want to make sure the decisions we're making is coming out of faith, fear, and aligned with that fifth dimensional frequency way of being. And I always like pointing out those two, realities, because we're in a divide in frequencies right now. It's like you're either choosing this higher reality, or you're choosing the lower reality, or you're in the middle and you're not. It's a back and forth with all these different frequencies, right? I think it's becoming less of a middle. I think it's actually becoming more people are aligned with the higher frequency and the lower, I think, because it's so intensely divided. But I think some people are also still kind of in between in that fourth dimensional state a little bit. So it's all just about us knowing, like, we need to make choices. We need to live authentically out of the fifth dimensional frequency way of being. Like, and actually practice the reality we actually are preaching. Like, everything that I say on here, guys, is literally how I, like, live my life and, like, what I talk about. And, like, I think if I ever got on here and just started spludging all this inauthenticity with stuff that never even resonated with me and stuff that I actually never experienced or had the knowledge to even share information about, then it would just come off so obviously and authentically, and I wouldn't even be good at, like, making it sound authentic. So I just wanted to be upfront with that. So authenticity, very important. So I just said individually. I just spent all the time to talk about all this individual stuff. Right now, I'm going to head over to the collective stuff. So once again, I have these. So I brought in the second eclipse portal into this video because I feel that what got flagged out to me is that this eclipse portal, February into March, is this quiet initiation. And then August into September is going to be like everything 6 months ago is coming together now. So that's why I need to like bring up the later one. But this one is all like emphasizing planting seeds, emphasizing shedding older or lower vibrational frequencies, emphasizing really stepping into the timeline of authenticity and knowing that everything we are experiencing is valid and is real, and that we are supported on our highest timeline, right? We do have all the resources given to us energetically, consciously, psychically, to really step into mission. And I think that that's what this first window is really wanting us to like anchor in. So now collectively, so the first collective eclipse portal window, so February and March collectively, it's going to, so basically, I'm not even going to get too much into collective because I think we all know the collective system is collapsing, but it's like this first collective window, February, March, people are going to be seeing the structure. Like, it could not have been presented to us clearer than ever, like, honestly, right now. So like the next couple months, it's going to be just presented to us and in our face, right? We know what this system is. Like, I don't even need to go too much into it. It's just old news at this point. But the eclipse, so it's like the recognition collectively of everything that humanity has been put up against over the next couple months. And then that second eclipse window is going to be when like that gateway for unity actually happens. So it's almost like early 2026, we're all like seeing it. I mean, I see it, but like people who might not have seen it, like seeing the real agenda at play, like almost like this divide and conquer and this like all these agendas that have been pushed. But heading into August and September, it's actually like the seed of unity is actually being planted right now energetically throughout February and March. And then around August and September, we're going to see the unity seed begin to emerge because we are on trajectory on the current timeline to really get into this unity state around 2027 and 2028. So I think that what these two eclipse windows are really going to put into the collective is almost awakening and unity. So like awakening really to the structure, this first eclipse portal, and then unifying over the structure, the second eclipse portal, and then that'll take everybody into next year. So that's sort of what got flagged out to me. Trying to see. Right, it's just about the collective right now choosing, okay, the higher timeline or the lower timeline, right? The higher timeline is we all take our power back and we don't let the powers that were rule our lives anymore. We have conscious control over the timeline and the reality. The lower timeline is we give our power away to lower vibrational forces that love when everybody's in chaos and fear and division, and so that they could just keep pushing their agendas. So we're really, but I think, so I wrote down in specific, like, we will know what timeline the collective will be choosing by the end of this year. So if all goes according to the timeline that we're on, we should all collectively, the majority will be choosing the higher timeline by the end of this year. But if the majority doesn't choose the higher timeline, then I don't know. I guess I'll be reporting on that then. But I'm confident, just because when I saw the collective timeline, even just in my remote viewing video a couple months ago, or just of 2026, etc., I saw like we are heading into that unity state around 2027, leading into 2028. So I really do believe that these two eclipses are going to really emphasize this unification window that's coming in 2026. It's not perfect in 2026, but we are going to see massive shifts this year, 100%, with that unification against the powers that were. And then I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to add with that. So I also just wanted to add, we are going to be going through a Mercury retrograde from the 26th of February to March 20th. So that's also going to be, you know, a significant window to like clear a lot more of the past. I think like the last Mercury retrograde and this Mercury retrograde is all about clearing. And the last eclipse portal and this eclipse portal, I think a lot of similar ties that are coming forward are really just like taking our power back and shedding our energetic ties to systems that are not serving us anymore. So I think once again that's really significant. And yeah, I think really up your energetic practices. So whether that's, you know, wanting to find community and going to an eclipse portal healing circle somewhere, or whether it's, you know, wanting to go to, you know, an energy clearing cacao intention setting ceremony, or really just like wanting to, you know, go to a breathwork ceremony or etc. I think my advice to you guys as Eclipse Portal is to really just up the energetic practices. Make sure you're energetically integrating these new energies that are going to be coming in. I also saw, if you know, this does occur, because I said in my remote viewing prediction video that February solar activations. So I got February and then a couple other months, but I believe February, especially February into March, expect high solar energy. I don't know if it's going to be a big solar flash or just a lot of like cosmic radiation. I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I did get, so I believe it's going to coincide with this eclipse window and the Mercury retrograde and a lot of high solar activity. So we just got to be grounded to really take in all these energies that we're going to be integrating. So once again, I don't think it's not going to be too much for everyone. I think we're all going to be able to take this all in. I just think we just want to be mindful of where we're putting our energy the next couple months. If, you know, I think if we need to cut back on some things, whether it's like being more, you know, cutting back on a couple commitments over the next couple months to really take in, like, be more present, especially because it'll be heavy with some energy. So just being mindful of like where you're putting your energy. Really don't focus on the low vibrational things. I think especially we don't want to put our energy towards lower density things, especially during eclipse portals, because that'll really impact what we're trying to integrate. So I think integration's key. Make sure you're grounded. Yeah, like I said, I think that this window, it's going to be very sacred, February and March. It's really like, this is the first, you know, eclipse portal of this new 9-year cycle. Like we're so done with the old stuff, right? Like we're calling in the new, we're planting all these seeds. And then the next 6 months is when we'll really start to see those activations collectively, individually. So very symbolic too, because it's like we're planting the seeds in February and March, and it's like we're approaching the spring equinox. And what's also really fascinating is Mercury retrograde ends on the equinox. So it's just very symbolic, I think, February and March. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be too much for anyone to handle. We're all going to be able to work with these energies. And yeah, I think the next portal is going to be intense, August into September, but this one is going to be that quiet activation, I feel. But then especially when, you know, those seeds are planted collectively, individually, and we're just on this ascension trajectory, that next portal is just going to activate all these like seeds that were planted 6 months ago. And that's when we're really going to see a whole bunch of shifts collectively, individually. So a lot of good stuff is coming, but we need to go through almost that sacred stillness portal, which is the first window, the first portal of 2026. So with that, I believe that's all I have for today. So yeah, I'm happy I covered this. I'm wishing you all an amazing eclipse portal. It's going to be great. We're going to utilize all these energies. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Like I said, I have 2 more other videos lined up in February. So sending you all so much love and light. Take care, and I will see you all in the next video.